Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? It's Saturday night. This is Canada, of course, so this is a long weekend for us. It is what we call May 2-4 weekend, which is weird because the 24th isn't actually until next week. It's Queen Victoria's birthday or something. Me, I don't give a rat's ass about the royal family, past, present, or future. I'm really not a fan. I'm Canadian first. I don't give a shit about the royal family. But I do indulge in the weekend because, well, I guess we earned it. We're Canadian. But yeah, um, it is the long weekend, and this is going to be a beer tasting. If you want to like, subscribe, help me get up to 1,000 subs, I'd really appreciate that. You want to like, comment, and do all that fun stuff, I would really appreciate that. This is a beer tasting. This one is a fun one. I don't know what it tastes like. I've never heard of it before, and this one is called Hopeye. I guess Hopeye the beer man, Hopeye the hazy IPA man. Now everyone knows I don't like IPAs that much, but I just love the can art. I mean, look at this. And Popeye, I mean, come on. I mean, here's a weird thing. Gen X, we grew up watching the shows our parents and our grandparents watched. Hi, Lemons. And that's why we know who Popeye is, the cartoon, the original cartoon. We watched like Leave It to Beaver or Andy Griffith. We watched the Three Stooges. We watch all that stuff. That's how we know this is nostalgic to us. For millennials and younger, it's like, yeah, that's like a cartoon or something, realistically. But yeah, it's just a weird thing how that worked out. I think it has a lot to do with tablets and internet and shit and having a lot less channels when we were kids, which made things a lot more fun. Honestly, I'm living now. You're living now. You didn't live then, but we did, and I can tell you, it was a lot more fun back then than it is now, realistically. But anyway, let's get into this beer. This is Hopeye Rouge River. Whatever that tiny print says, maybe it says it somewhere else on the can, somewhere. I don't know. I need stronger readers. I got my prescription glasses. I got why does this hat make me look like I got a forehead the size of an ass cheek? But I've worn this hat so many times. I wear it all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's just weird. I don't know. It does not fit as well as my Public Enemy hat, but it's Motorhead, so. But anyway, here's a little fun fact about Popeye. Popeye's love interest was obviously olive oil. They had sort of a anger issue with Bluto, I guess, trying to like move in, and he was always trying to steal olive oil from Popeye. Now, here's a fun fact: he was a throwaway character. The first time he showed up in a Popeye cartoon in the Max Schroeder Shane, sure, I can't remember what they're called, but they were the pioneers of real good cartoons back in the day. Um, but anyway, like Betty Boop and all that stuff, the early strands, they're great. Um, Way before even my like around when my grandparents were born. That's how old these cartoons are. But anyway, yeah, he was just a throwaway character, but the people liked him so much, and the people that made the cartoons liked it so much that they just brought him on as a character, and they turned him into a guy who had a love interest with olive oil, which gave him a reason to fight Popeye all the time. So, little fun fact right there. There you go. But anyway, Hopeye Rouge River Brewing or something. I'm guessing it says the print is so tiny. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to read that? Like, ugh. Like this print right there. What is that? What is that? Like, who's gonna read that? A Smurf? What the fuck? Anyway, I like this. Like, it's the Popeye arm, but instead of spinach, it's hops. I really like that. Hazy IPA. I don't know what does it say. It's 6.8%. No, sorry, 6.6% alcohol. Strong beer, yeah, it's a little stronger. It's not a heavy hitter, but it's stronger. Yeah, there's nothing written on the can, which is unfortunate. I thought to have some sort of Hopeye little story on the can, which would have made it a lot more fun. Just looking to you guys, Rouge River, fun art, no story. Look at all this room. You have so much room for a story. What's that about? All this waste of room on your can. I mean, admittedly, I can peel this off, and I'm actually going to put it in with a lot of the other labels that I really like that I'm able to peel off. So good job on that. I can keep the label. I love those. Anyway, let's open it up and see what goes on inside. And so I don't have any Popeye toys or anything, so Misfits it is. Toonie Terrors. So, oh, and here's another thing. I always have my Dracula glass, my Frankenstein glass, my little skull glass. And it's not that I forgot, I just never really thought about it, but I have so many pint glasses that I've stole from bars over the years, all interesting ones. This is like got a triangle on the bottom. Right? Like this is great. It could have been washed. I gave it a quick wipe, but Bass beer. I know I drank the beer in this because I remember getting it, but here's the thing. I stole it, but most time the bars will give them to you because they get these glasses promotionally as temporary glasses, so they get them for free. So the fuck. And I used to have like probably about 200 glasses. I gave most of them away because most of them are generic and boring. Kept some of my favorites, and it was that triangle on the bottom that I thought was super cool, so I kept it. So I'm like, why am I not using these for my beer tasters? So that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Some of these fancy glasses I've been hanging on to. Anyway, 6 minutes into this and I haven't even tasted a beer yet. Okay, let's see. It smells like an IPA. All right, I'll give it that. Generic so far. I'll pour that a little fast. But it just seems so much nicer in an actual pint glass. And yeah, these are pint glasses. This is not the 18 ounce, 16 ounce glasses. This is an actual 20 ounce pint glass, a proper pint. That's how long I've had this. When beers were actually pouring proper pints. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this cat. Look at that thing. Look at her. Yeah, you, meow. Want to see something funny? I'm going to pet her stomach. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to pet her stomach. And this is where she tricks you. She hates having her tummy rubbed. So watch. Yeah. As soon as I rub her tummy, she's like, nope, not having it. Oh, I love my cats. All right. Now, 7.5 minutes in, and I've talked about cats. I've talked about, yeah, I hear you. I'm sure the camera's picking that up. But I'm busy. I love you. Okay. Shut up, cat. I'm busy drinking. But yeah, it smells like an IPA, looks like an IPA, and I'm sure it's just going to taste like an IPA. I'm just a sucker for cool can art. And there's something in my mouth. It's a little bit bitter, which I like. I like the bitterness. It's sinking a bit. You know what it tastes like? An IPA. So what do I think of it? It tastes like an IPA. There's nothing special about it, nothing great about it. The can art is a lot of fun. Right there, I love it. I really wish there was a little bit, at least a story or something to go along with it on the can. There's absolutely nothing. You got this little swirly shit on the bottom that really does nothing. But I do like this because Max Fleischer, that's it, Max Fleischer. He did the Popeye cartoons, Betty Boop, early Supermans. The Fleischer brothers were, it was Max and I can't remember his brother's name. They were the godfathers of cartoons back in the day. But anyway, sorry, it just popped into my head. Watch those cartoons, they're awesome. They predate my parents. My grandparents were children when those came on. They were so cool, though. But as far as this beer goes, I'd rather watch the cartoon. Not gonna lie, it's not impressive. It just tastes like a generic IPA. You know, it's going back to the roots of like a couple years ago when I was just sort of getting into really trying IPAs, and I realized so many of them taste the same. There's a lot of new ones that are coming out that are mixing it up and tasting really good. This is not one of them. I love the can art. Like I've said a couple times, it's a lot of fun, looks cute, and it's the same lettering as the Popeye. And just so you know, Popeye's chicken did come a lot long after the cartoon. Just throwing it out there. And the Popeye's, not gym, but the food health store thing, whatever. That's weird that you have a Popeyes that's chicken that sells deep fried stuff that makes you fat, and then you have a Popeyes company that sells stuff to make you thin and muscular and helps you, you know, get healthier. It's weird. They're both named after the same character, and I don't know, weird. But yeah, do I like this beer? I can't say I don't like it. It just tastes like a generic IPA. Is it something I'd buy again? No. Why would I? Like, I mean, like, it just tastes like an IPA. I could buy it, even though it wasn't an inexpensive beer. It was average price, like three and change, whatever. I mean, I could buy a cheap IPA that tastes just as good, and I still won't like it anymore, and I like this. So, yeah, I don't really recommend it. But if you've had it before, do you have a different opinion on it, please let me know. Tell me. Drop it in the comments. Would really, really like to know what your opinion on it would be. But yeah, I'm not impressed. Anyway, you already know I don't like IPAs. I do have another beer tasting I'm going to do after this one tonight. Maybe I'll like that one better. But this is Beer Taste with Ackman 214. But if you watched it all the way, thank you so much. You want to like, subscribe, comment if you've had this, or you have, just drop your opinion about IPAs in general. I mean, I just want to know what other people think of IPAs. They're so popular, and just everybody seems to be drinking them these days, and I don't know why. Anyway, I am going to finish this up, and I'm going to find another pint glass in my collection to do the next beer tasting. And if you watch this all the way, blah, 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 the usual, you know what I'm going to say. Anyway, until the next one, bye.